So, real quick, I want to go through why I do think that SanDisk is the leader in the group. And it's actually fairly simple. If we look at the high of the base, which SanDisk broke out of, it advanced 23% on Tuesday. And it actually managed to increase its gains throughout the week, making it roughly 33% from the high of the base. If you look at MU is already a little bit extended, already left its last basing area and advanced by, roughly speaking, 32% or 33%. If we look at WDC, which is Western Digital, it advanced by 16, maybe 17%, depends on where you measure it. And if you look at STX, we got an increase by, say, 7%, or, yeah, depends on where you measure it, maybe 9, maybe 10, somewhere in that area. Now, if we look at SanDisk, as I said, SanDisk managed to increase its gains from Tuesday, while MU managed to hold its gains, and WDC as well as STX both couldn't hold onto their gains and actually crumbled, or gave back most of their gains. That, together with the fact that SanDisk actually broke out on some heavy volume, some insanely huge volume, even on the weekly chart, like it's huge. And that, together with the fact that it managed to hold onto its gains and actually managed to increase them while the rest gave back their gains, is the first thing why I do think that SanDisk is the leader in the group. Also, if we compare MU and SanDisk, MU managed to increase by, 30%, 32%, 33% in like 22 days from the breakout of its base, which is not a bad performance. But if we look at SanDisk, it only took SanDisk 4 days to achieve the same amount of percentage increase. So that is actually it's the second point, or the second clue for me that SanDisk is the leader in the group, as well as the fund ownership. If you look at MU and SanDisk, we see that both have an increase in fund ownership over the last few quarters. But if you compare MU to SanDisk over the long run, this is a 12-month chart, so every candle represents 1 year. MU is around for like, what? For roughly 42 years at that point, which is not the typical definition or the typical lifespan of a growth stock or of a company that evolves into a growth stock. If you look at SanDisk, which is around for not even a year at the stock exchange. Of course, those companies are much older, like they're not just 2 years and 40 years plus. They are older than that, but we're talking since their IPO. So SanDisk really got everything going for it. IPO in the last 5 years, 10 years, so very fresh stock, very young stock, actually putting up decent numbers in the estimates going forward, and strong overall technical action, and that's why I do think that SanDisk is the leader of the group, and maybe even the market leader right now. And if we look at SanDisk, this thing could have much more in it than just this move, even though this move looks insane, and it is insane, but I do think there could be much more gas in the tank for a much bigger move. The question is just where to get on board. And before I forget it, this of course is my own opinion, and no investing advice or investment advice, so please do your own due diligence before buying anything.